Hello! Skylive here, back with another convention vlog. So I've volunteered at Anime BluesCon. For Volga, but that's not what I was about to say. Anime Boston. I don't know why I keep doing that. I mean, I did, but yeah. Anyway, it was my first time volunteering there, and it was really hard to sign up to volunteer because they make you do a whole interview process, like a full-on job interview process. Normally, when you volunteer for a convention, you just like go and find the volunteer page and be like, "Hello, I would like to volunteer." And they go, "Okay, can you do these times?" So that was the whole thing, but I ended up doing tabletop, which is good and goes off a lot of my previous volunteering experience. Is it expensive? I have to make captions for this video. Anywho, this is also the first time I've done a convention where like the hotel room is paid for and also you get food cards and all that. So I was excited. I was pretty excited. And I've never left my cat home alone for an entire day before, let alone a whole weekend. So that was also a thing. But Gordino did it. He did. And my cat sitter only locked herself out of the apartment one time. Okay, so Anime BluesCon. Anime Boston. So I get that night, and they wanted you to check in with like your supervisor, but my supervisor wasn't there, so I had to check in with him the next morning. But anyway, they had like a big group meeting, and I heard someone say there was a lot more people. Like normally the room isn't filled up, so I think they had a lot more volunteers this year, which, you know, good for them. Hey, good for me. I got in. I like signed up for like 20 different positions because I was like, I want to get in. I don't care where you put me, just put me in. And so that was the whole thing. You also get your own email when you volunteer for Anime Boston, which is wild to me as well. Anywho. So, do that, head to my hotel room, meet the other two girls I'll be spending the weekend with, take a shower, go to bed. Next morning, I'm like, okay, I'll stop by tabletop early, see if I can run into the guy before my scheduled like shift. So I go in there and I find it, and I'm waiting around, and this guy rolls up with a suitcase, and he's like, "Hey, I have these games here. I'm supposed to meet the person who's been on tabletop." I'm like, "Oh, I'm waiting for him. I can watch him for you," because he looked like he was in a hurry. You know, it's the first day of con. You got places to be, and he seemed familiar somehow, and I couldn't place it. But anyway, he was like, "Oh yeah, thank you," and then he was off. And then comes one of the like main volunteers in charge, one of the main staff in charge, with an extra volunteer because some of the people who were supposed to be in tabletop weren't able to make it last minute, health issues and whatnot. They didn't just no-show, they did inform that they would not be able to make it due to health conditions. Anyway, and none of the games have arrived yet, except for what's ever in the suitcase. And so we open the suitcase, and she goes, "Oh, this is the voice actor's demo game." I'm like, "Voice actor?" And that's when I realized who he was. And part of the reason I keep on thinking of Anime Blues is because I almost went and got his autograph back when I volunteered at Anime BluesCon when I was 17. It was Aaron Dustin. Oscar Pine's voice actor, okay? My second favorite character in Ruby. Next only to Ruby Rose. I was like, are you kidding me? How did I not immediately realize it was the freaking Fallen Boy? You know what I mean? What the hell? Anywho, I was like, oh my god, I just met a famous person. I didn't even realize it was a famous person. That was my whole learning. But anyway, so the main guy comes. They've eventually arrive with all of our war games on like a giant pallet, and we just offload them, and then I go and run grab and breakfast because it's still technically not my shift yet and I need to eat food. So I go and I do that, and I come back and then I do my shift. Pretty chill. I think the only thing I had that night that I was signed up to do that I won for free was the speed funding, which that was fun. That was fun. And then that was pretty much my Friday. Well, because other people had dropped out. It was basically a tabletop area all day. And tabletop was in with the Artist Alley this year. So I was very entertained by all the volunteers that were like on the intercom being like, "Hello, are you missing a phone in a pink case? You should come to the," like the fun of Artist Alley or things like that. Like whenever someone would do something and lost. And that was hilarious. It's time for us to close down, and then I go do my speed funding, and then I go Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, I went to the Cheesecake Factory to get food. It was the first time I'd ever been to the Cheesecake Factory, and like the food calls, they were each like, I got a bunch of them for different restaurants that were like $15 each, and Cheesecake Factory is incredibly expensive, and I am an incredibly poor person, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to eat there again. Even if a $15 food card, like I might do like 2 for the Cheesecake Factory next time, because there was one food card I didn't end up using until after the con, which is the Boston Burger one. I was like, oh, that one's just gonna be used at my house. But yeah, so I did that, and then I went like home to the hotel for the night, went to bed, blah blah blah, all the things. No, I'm gonna run out of battery. No. And then next day was Saturday. And then that morning I went, grabbed food. I think did Steak and Shake? No, I did Steak and Shake on Friday breakfast. And then that one I did like the Flower Bakery across the street. Which was a great time for my phone to not want to register that my card was unlocked so I could pay for my thing, because I didn't have a physical card at the time, because my physical card had expired and they sent me a new one. But the thing in the app wouldn't let me unlock it or turn it on, and so they had to order me a new one, and the second one didn't show up, and then finally the third one worked. But this took about a month of me not having a physical debit card, which is very, very anxiety-inducing. Gordon, quit eating plastic. Gordon. Hey, I see you. Where do you find these? Okay. Anyway, so Saturday. There's supposed to be some type of demo at some point of Aaron Disnick's game, which is called Underminers, by the way. I'll link things in the description for it. Which was cool, and I do believe it went well. And then we also had like an Attack on Titan thing, and then we also had a lot of people hanging out in the table card games that are like card games, which is kind of okay, kind of not. I don't know, it's been on people's mood. But people would like leave giant stacks of their trading cards. Like someone left like a bunch of, I think it was One Piece, and then the League of Legends cards. Like there was at least 80 to 100 cards that were just left. And I was like, who leaves this many cards? You know what I mean? What are you doing? Don't forget your training cards at conventions. Anyway, sidetracked. And what did I do? I didn't do a lot of stuff. Like, there was like the whole concert and thing, but I didn't go to that. Oh yeah, afterwards, I went to the manga library. I was like, I have been in a loud room all day. I want to sit somewhere and chill. So I went to the manga library, which was very amazing, actually. I enjoyed doing that. That is probably my favorite thing. It's just a little quiet spot where I can read. Yes. Take it. That was fun. I also went through the art gallery they had in Artist Alley. I looked around real quick. At all the stuff. Last I could not buy the book with all the pictures in it. But that was fun. We always knew whenever they were doing signings, because all of a sudden there was a giant line taking up like the front corner of the Artist Alley room. I wasn't there before. Anywho, that was about it for Saturday. Yes. Sunday. There was like not much going on for tabletop. I did do the maid cafe that day, and that was fun. I enjoyed that. It was my second maid cafe. The first one I did was at Anime BlizzCon. That was a nice time. I definitely ate too many sweets. My body was like, no more sugar. And then I finished up my tabletop gaming shift. I got to talk to Aaron Dusmack one more time. And then I don't know, it's just really fun to talk to someone, like when you know you're talking to a famous person, but you're just talking normally, like regular conversation. I feel like that's just the greatest thing ever. Gordon, please get your face out of a bag. Gordon. No deal. No deal. Okay. Let me tell you out my phone. This is tablet's gonna die soon. Anywho. And then I did that. We packed up all the games and stuff. And then I headed back to the room and I chilled into the Dead Dog Party. And the Dead Dog Party is basically the volunteer only party. And that was fun. That was fun. It was basically a bowling alley / arcade. I was doing things. And I played some arcade games. We couldn't do the card claw machines, and I cheated. I wanted to do claw machines. I got a bunch of posters for free. People from the artist alley just like donated stuff for the staff to grab. I got a good couple of free posters from that, which was fabulous. They are now hanging up on my wall. See, how many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I think I grabbed 5 free posters. There were also these like free posters from the people that performed for the concert this year, but I did not keep those. I gave those away because I don't actually follow the band, and they were really big. But yeah, so the dog was fun, and then I could have left Monday morning, but instead I left Sunday night because I missed my cat so much. And I got home right before 1 o'clock. Yeah, it was overall a good time, and I hope to volunteer again next year. I hope tabletop gaming isn't in such a loud spot. You know, you kind of, when you're playing games, you don't want to be library quiet. Library's better, but you know, you don't want to be library quiet, but you don't want to be cafeteria loud. You know what I mean? That was probably my only thing about it. But otherwise, it was quite fun. I did enjoy it. Definitely wanna go back. Anywho, you guys should shoot some pictures now after this, and then that'll be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Check out the descriptions for cool things. Little by Stay Random.
Good evening, various and sundry anime Boston folks, peoples, consumers, artists, friends, family. The time draws nigh. 'Tis 7:45 p.m. and as the saying tends to go, you don't have to go home, but you do in fact have to get up out of here. But forget about this in this. So, it's true. Closing time, one last call from dawn, so on and so forth. I will never want to hear that. So yeah, make sure you're making your last purchases, giving your last thanks, at least for the evening, because the con's nowhere near over. And we will absolutely